Before we start the last song, I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Daniel Torres over here, our close friend and manager, and one of the greatest people that we've ever met.
In the world.
We'd never been to Barcelona before, or met Danielle, but he just reached out to us because we were friends of friends, all the way over in the, for me, the west coast of the U.S., so pretty far away. And just said, oh, you're friends with so-and-so? Well, come over and stay with me for 10 days, and I'll set up all these gigs for you, and make posters, and just be the coolest guy ever. And I've had one of the best times of my life being here. So I'd like to thank Mr. Danielle. This is Good Night, Irene.
Good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Gracias. Muchas gracias.
Someone was singing some really nice harmony out here.
Someone was doing the part
I
I
know.
normally do. Normalmente canto una armonía más alta, cambio entre los dos, pero había una persona, pienso, sí, que había haciéndolo, entonces no tenía que hacerlo. Bueno. Ok, muchas gracias, de verdad. Nuestro tiempo aquí en Barcelona ha sido como un sueño perfecto, entonces sí, gracias por compartir este día con nosotros y sí, nos vemos otro día, tal vez. Gracias.